welcome to my garden, even though we're in my kitchen once again. This week, again, I'm going to go over a few interesting things because I think that you need to know them. Baking soda is the topic of today's video. Baking soda is the miracle drug from your kitchen. And it's the miracle drug not just for you or for cleaning your house, but also it's beneficial in your garden in so many ways. And we're going to go over just a few of them today. Other things I'm going to cover in separate videos because they deserve their own spotlight. But today we're going to go over baking soda all by itself, so let's see what this is good for. Talk about baking soda. Now last week we made a homemade fungicide in which we included baking soda, and that's this right here, along with dish soap, a little vegetable oil, and a few other things. Now baking soda and water all by itself is a good fungicide. Not as good as this one that we made, is kind of super boosted, but baking soda is good for so many things. We're going to go over a couple of those things right now. Now, this is an open box. I keep this jar in my kitchen on my kitchen shelf in the cupboard at all times. Took a Sharpie marker, wrote baking soda on it. Helps everybody know what it is because, you know, sometimes I'm not the only one going in the cupboard. But the Sharpie marker is another tip because you can just write on the jar and that's good. And you don't have a label to deal with and all of that. But baking soda is great for washing your hands. You come in from the garden, maybe you're one of those people. I used to be one of these people who didn't like to use garden gloves. But over the years and through my gardening experience, I've decided that I much prefer to wear gloves when I'm in the garden because you just never know what you might end up touching. But even if you do wear gloves, my hands still get dirty in the gloves. So if you come inside and you want to wash your hands, wet them a little, sprinkle some baking soda on them, and give your hands a good scrub. This will help get any dirt that's embedded in your skin. You can help with a nail brush, get it out from under your fingernails, and it'll help make your hands nice and clean, and it will make them soft. So that's my first tip. The next one, if you grow cabbage or any brassicas like broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, those type of things, you might have cabbage worms. You take baking soda, we're talking about baking soda here, and you mix equal parts of baking soda and all-purpose flour together. You dust your plants, you dust your cabbages, your broccoli, your cauliflower, any kind of brassica, like if you have kale or something like that, you dust it, and the cabbage worms will eat it, and they will die. And then they won't be laying any more eggs either, so you'll get rid of your cabbage worm. It may take a couple of days, but over time the cabbage worms will go away, and the baking soda will help to achieve that. Baking soda is an excellent weed preventer. If you have you know, like pavement in your sidewalk or in your driveway, and you have those little crevices in between where they poured it, you know, the weeds like to come up in there. Well, if you sprinkle baking soda quite heavily in those cracks, it will kill the weeds and they won't grow back. This is so much better than using chemical weed killers like Roundup, because we don't want to propagate and we don't want to support Monsanto, and we don't want to buy Roundup. So use baking soda. It doesn't have to be any brand name of baking soda, it just needs to be baking soda. You can sweeten your tomatoes on your established tomato plants. Like right now, I have lots of established tomato plants in the garden. They're producing these beautiful things. But if you want your tomatoes to be a little sweeter, you can sprinkle baking soda on the ground, top dress around your tomato plant, and it will help to make your tomato a little bit sweeter. Also, if you want to discourage certain pests in your garden, you top dress, and it's very important. Don't just sprinkle the baking soda directly on some of your plants. Like the cabbages and stuff, those are hardy enough to handle the baking soda and the flour, but you don't want to like get this directly on the plants unless it's mixed with water. Okay, so mixed up like this, it's fine, but dry, it could burn your leaves. But discouraging pests in the garden like rabbits, ants, silverfish, cockroaches, Slugs, they don't like baking soda, okay? And if you have slugs and you want to get rid of them, you can just pour this directly on them. Also, salt will get rid of slugs.
Salt will kill them.
Salt will kill them. Well, baking this will kill them as well. So in any case, the last cool thing is you can test the soil, the pH of your soil, and this is not like scientific or anything. If you take some of your soil and sprinkle some baking soda on it and wet it, if it bubbles, your soil is acidic and has a pH of less than 5. So that will help you understand if you need to treat your soil in a different way. Mine is not acidic, and I already know that, but if you're starting a garden and you don't know if your soil is acidic, acidic soil is great for some things. Blueberries, azaleas, hydrangeas, they love acidic soil. But other things might not like acidic soil so much, like cucumbers and cabbages and squash. They don't like a highly acidic soil. They like a nice neutral soil. But in any case, that is my tip for this week, talking about baking soda, how wonderful it is for you to have in your home and in your garden. That's how we use it in the garden. I hope that you learned something. I hope that you love it. And until next time, I'll see ya.